Our next speaker, Sandy Shear, honor. Sandy Shear, honor.
Mr. Contest Master, fellow Toastmasters, and honored and distinguished guests. Honor. I bet you didn't hear about the story about a year ago, up in Boone, where we are, of course. It happened, and people try to forget it, but nobody really can. It was at the local Boone trucking factory. You know, the one right around the corner? The one that used to employ so many more people? A year ago, just tonight, 7 of them were killed, murdered. They say a man named Lee Colburn is the gentleman that did it. If you call him a gentleman. He killed them, and nobody knew why. And everyone should have a trusty guard dog with them at all times. And this is Killer, who's with me today to protect me from Lee Colburn. But anyways, Lee went to the trucking company and he killed 7 of those people. The rumor has it is that these people were involved in the largest drug cartel in Boone. It was headed up by the bookkeeper, who no one has seen, or at that point had. So Eddie, a local cop, had been investigating undercover the trucking company, and he had discovered perhaps who the bookkeeper was. He had gathered this information, and then 2 months ago, he passed away. There was a terrible car accident along these windy roads, and I think Leaping Deer was there, or maybe it was throwing a rock, not sure. But on one of those corners, he fell over the hedge, and that was the end of Eddie. Now, Eddie's widow is Honor Gillette, and they have a little girl. Her name is Emily. She's just 4. Well, they're living out on the outskirts of town because after this horrible experience, they couldn't deal with the general public as an everyday thing. So, what happened a year ago tonight is that Lee Colburn ended up on Honor's front step because he too thought Eddie had learned something. But he didn't just walk up to the door and say, "Honor, I'm here." No. He played like he was sick, and he fell down right on the steps at Honor's feet when she opened the door. Being the good neighbor that she always was, she tried to help him up and see what the matter was. At that point, he pulled out his gun, and he was pointing it right at her. She was all scared, but she brought him in the house because he said she had to. So what happened then is she said, please, anything. I'll do anything, just don't hurt myself or my daughter. Please. She had no killer dog to protect her, so she just said, please. And he said, okay, I won't. But we have to find out what Eddie left. She said, Eddie didn't leave anything. I've already spent his money. We don't have anything left. She said, no, there's something here. I don't know what it looks like, but it's here. So he ransacked the house. He took all the books off the shelves. He opened up all the papers, all the drawers. The house looked like a bomb in it. Everywhere there was stuff. He stabbed the pillows, anything he could do. Nothing was found. He said, okay, who's Eddie's best friend? Eddie's best friend is Brian. Brian? Yeah. Take me to Brian's house. So they get in the car and they go to Brian's house. Meanwhile, he's got a gun, of course. They go up to Brian's house, but Brian's not there. Now, Colburn believes that Brian's involved in this cartel, but he hasn't told Gilbert Honor yet. He hasn't said a word, but that's what he really believes, because there's no way that all of this could have happened without a lot of people being involved. So, when they can't find Brian, they decide to go into town and to set a trap so that Brian can get caught and to see if he really is part of the problem and not the solution. They stop at a restaurant, you know, the farm market, and they go in to eat. And then, don't you know, but another officer of the law comes in and recognizes Honor and says, Honor, what are you doing here? And Honor doesn't really know what to say because, you know, she's got this gun in her back. So she says, hi, officer. And they have a small chat. And then he says, who's that with you, Honor? And he thinks that maybe it might be the bad guy. So he starts to get his phone out to call someone. And uh-oh, that's when Colbert says, this ain't happening. Bang, bang, and grabs Honor and they run out the store. They run and they try to get away. Well, at this point, when they were doing the research at Eddie's house, he discovered 3 winning lottery tickets. So, who here has a winning lottery ticket? You two do? You do? Okay. Matthew, please give those people the winning lottery tickets. Then, what happens is that he uses the winning lottery tickets to try and stall the officer, and he throws them at the officer. The officer stops to pick him up because he's very interested. What happens, though, is that they understand that Brian is also there. So they go up to Brian and they say, Brian, what happened to Eddie? And he says, nothing happened to Eddie. Eddie died in a car accident. And Lee says, no, he didn't. Tell us the truth. And Brian says, okay, I'll tell you. Only if you give me the winning lottery ticket. And Lee says, you ain't getting my winning lottery ticket. And so Brian says, but I didn't kill him. But you're involved in the cartel, aren't you? Brian says, yeah, I am. And so they shoot Brian. Bang! He's dead. Grabs his cell phone and runs off to the next location that he hopes to get the winner of the cartel, the bookkeeper. So he calls the bookkeeper from the phone, and the bookkeeper answers. And unfortunately, I can't tell you who it is. But maybe next time I can. Mr. Kyle.